take you through a water element flow today. This is a Yang practice, and it's going to focus on the kidney meridian and the bladder meridian, which run along the back side of the body and the inside of the legs. Let's start our practice. You can come onto all fours and then bringing your bottom towards your heels, or as close to your heels as it will go, coming into a child pose. Becoming aware of your breathing and feeling your chest and your belly moving rhythmically against your thighs as you're breathing. And this is also a good way to open up the bladder meridian, which runs alongside the spine at the back of the body, all the way through to the back of the legs, down to the feet. And then coming on to all fours, knees below the hips, wrists below the shoulders, and from here we're going to tuck under the toes as we lift the bottom up and come into our downward facing dog. And when I come into the down dog for the first time, I like to shift a little bit, to bend the knees and maybe just rock gently from side to side just to ease my body into the down dog. It also helps to get the spine into a nice lengthened position. And we can slowly start to walk our feet towards our hands and bend the knees as you need to if you have a restriction in your hamstrings. So either your hands are on the ground, or you can bring your hands to rest on your shins or your knees. And then starting to lengthen the spine, keeping your head aligned with your spine and your neck. You feel the back line, the muscle activating as you do that. And if it's available to you, bringing your arms alongside your ears, which really activates the back line of the body. And coming back into your forward fold. And keeping a nice steady flowing breath as you do this. And holding on to your arms with your hands and a gentle rocking from side to side. It's really just opening up the bladder meridian along the back of the legs, all the way down to the feet. Then bringing the arms alongside the ears again. Perhaps you can bend your knees a little more if you're able to. And if it's open to you, bringing your bottom all the way down and slowly coming into a deep squat. If your knees at all feel sore, strained, rather keep your body a little higher up. So always listening to your body and following what it's telling you it can and can't do, which changes one day to the next. And slowly coming back up to your standing position. Tadasana, mountain pose, and then standing sideways on your mat, legs just wider than hip width distance apart, and bringing your hands to rest above your knees. And if this is as far as you can go, you can hold that, or perhaps you can get your elbows to just above the knees, resting a little deeper into the wide squat. And for those of you who can, you can bring your arms to the inside of your legs, bringing your bottom all the way down. This gives you a really nice opening of the lower back and pelvis. Keeping your breath flowing all the time. And coming into your sitting position, Pada Konasana, a butterfly posture, the knees out, feet together. And taking your one leg out, it doesn't matter which leg you start with, whilst keeping your opposite foot tucked in. You can face the thigh as you bring your chest towards the thigh, keeping your spine long. You can really feel this in the back of the leg, and then also possibly the inner thighs, which is where the kidney meridian runs. This is the paired meridian to the bladder meridian in the water element. And then opening up the chest and the front of the body as we first raising the arm up in line with the ear, taking hold of the foot only if you can, and slowly bringing your arm over. Perhaps you can touch your toe with your hands, and if not, keeping it up, reaching towards the sky. Each exhale, allowing your body to release, and going a little deeper into your posture, into your stretching. And now doing the same on the other side. First with the focus at the back of the leg. So bringing your chest towards your thigh. And also being aware of the difference between your left side and your right side. We all have slight imbalances between the one side and the other. And sometimes it helps just to spend a bit more time on the side that has a bit less flexibility. Needs a bit more time to release. Then opening up the front of the body as we reach up. Arm in line with the ear. Slowly working with the breath to bring it further across. Opening up the side of the body and bringing your hand closer to the opposite foot. And then we can extend both legs out and folding forward from the hips, keeping the spine as long as we can, and keeping the head and the neck aligned with the spine. So it's not about getting your face towards the mat, but more about the folding forward from the hips, which you can really feel along the back of the legs. And if you have really tight hamstrings, which many of us do, you might find just sitting in this position with your back upright is enough. You should never feel pain, just a gentle stretching is what we're going for. And keeping your breath flowing rhythmically. We're going to come up and draw the soles of the feet together, coming back into Pada Konasana, butterfly pose. And you can adjust your feet as you need. So some people can bring their heels quite close to the groin, and others might need the feet a little distance away. And you should be feeling an opening and a stretching in the inner thighs, but no straining in the hips. Now, on a spiritual and emotional level, the water element has to do with our will and connecting with our essence. And it can also do with fear, and fear can either be positive or negative, where on the positive side, fear is warning us not to do something, and we need to learn to trust that inner voice. Or it could be an unreasonable fear, and it's about connecting with our deeper selves and finding the courage to overcome these fears that aren't necessarily serving us, and that are possibly holding us back in our lives. And it's about being able to distinguish between these fears, which are justified and which aren't, and trusting ourselves on a deeper level to make the right choices in our lives. Now let's come to a sitting position with our legs stretched out in front of us, Dandasana, or staff pose, resting your hands at your sides, and then drawing your heels towards you and coming into either a deep squat position, or if you're not able to get into that position, sometimes we fall over, you can just have your knees bent as far as what's comfortable. Either your hands on your thighs or up in the air, and then coming to Tadasana, our mountain pose. Let's flow through a sun salutation. So coming into a forward fold, knees bent or straight, looking up, lengthening the spine, then stepping back into a plank position. Chaturanga, bending at the elbows and coming into either a cobra or upward facing dog, and then flowing back into downward facing dog, raising the right leg up, and then bringing the right foot between the hands as we come up into warrior one. So we'll slide the back foot to a 45-degree angle, grounding with the back foot, bending the front knee, taking hold of the arms behind us, keeping the spine long and folding forward as far as what's possible for you, feeling that opening at the back of the leg. we're slowly bending the front leg and raising the back leg if you are able to balance. Coming into our warrior three, so bringing the arms alongside the ears and flowing back in to Tadasana and flowing through another sun salutation. And we'll repeat the same sequence with the other leg. So stepping back into plank, chaturanga through to upward facing dog, and then downward facing dog. Now raising the other leg up. So if we started with the right, let's bring the left leg up. Bringing it forward between the hands as we raise the arms up. And slowly working our way into warrior one as we move the back foot. Keeping your breath flowing. And then taking the arms behind you. If you're able to bring your hands into a prayer position, you can do that behind you. Otherwise, just holding onto your elbows as you fold forward through the hips. Keeping the spine long. Head aligned with the spine. And bending the front knee as we slowly raise the back leg, coming into warrior three. And then coming back to our standing position, Tadasana. And let's flow through one more sun salutation, making it your own so you can vary it as you like. So I'm putting my knees down as I bend through, the elbows coming into cobra this time. And then coming into downward facing dog. Just feeling the rhythm of your breath in your down dog. And walking your feet towards your hands, holding onto your arms as you rock gently from side to side. Feeling that opening at the back of the body again. Then extending the arms out, once again varying this as you need. Perhaps you can't get down into a full squat, so just as far as what's comfortable for you. And then slowly bringing yourself back down into your mat, into Pada Konasana. Soles of the feet together, knees out. And then extending our legs out. You might need a slight bend in the knees if your hamstrings are tight. And bringing yourself to a lying down position, Shavasana. So lying on your back, feet relaxed out to the sides, arms out to your sides, palms up and open. Feeling your breath and feeling the energy flowing through your body after your practice. And perhaps taking a moment to consider which are the fears you want to let go of. Which are the fears that are holding you back. Feel free to stay in Shavasana as long as you need. Thank you for joining my practice.